Josh, one time I was at a Goodwill. This is a confession. This is a confession to everybody, okay? You know, look, I always just immediately go to the books. Go to the back, Sarah's looking at the clothes, I go to the books. Going down the line, I see 50 Shades of Grey. I'm like,
you picked it up.
Yeah, I was like, okay, what is this? I pick up the book. I'm like, what does, like, when somebody said, I've never read anything like this. So I was like, what? I'm just going to flip through, I'm just going to open up the book.
Just take a look at
first page, I'm just going to read it. It was the worst writing, the most hilarious, like, thing I have ever read in my life. And I thought, how is this popular? I don't even remember what it was.
Imagine.
No, it was the worst writing I had ever read in my life. And it made me sad for people. It made me sad for me that I picked it up. So I put it back. But I like flipped it so the little kid couldn't see what it was.
Good.
Let's get to the messages.
This incredible episode of Messages is sponsored by Praxis.
Jordan's messages.
Dear Jordan and Josh, I have recently been asked out by a boy that I work with, and I said yes. I have never gone out with anyone before, but he is incredibly sweet, funny, and kind, and he is Christian too. However, I am having some doubts about him despite myself. I asked him what his favorite book was. Here we go, Josh. And he said he enjoyed the 50 Shades of Grey series. That's a series?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was a singular book. A singular mistake that somebody created.
No, it was like a trilogy, or there were 4 of them or something.
There's not 50 of them?
No.
1 Shade of Grey, 2 Shades of Grey, 50 Shades of Grey. See, that's clever. That's a series. He had to read it for a school assignment because it was the only book his mom had at home because they had just moved. He said it was interesting. I think very highly of him, and I almost can't believe that he would actually like something like that. Does that make him a bad person? Should I be honest about how I feel about it if it comes up again? Look, okay, I don't like making blanket statements, you're a bad person. But when somebody has, okay, number one, they don't have any books in the house but 50 Shades of Grey. And this guy doesn't, he doesn't know how to go buy a book, get a book from the library, or buy a book off of Amazon that'll be shipped the same day. He has to read 50 Shades of Grey. So he's so committed. He spends days reading the entire series, Josh. This wasn't, he didn't just read one. He read the series. Yeah. He's not the victim here. Hey, I only had one book in the house. My mom,
and then it
you
turned
know.
out that then we had the second one in the house.
The second one in the house, the third, and then the 50th one. This isn't good. He is gone. He's gone from your life. No explanation. I don't want you to speak to him again. There's no explanation as to why this situation happened to him. I cannot think of a single reason why he would have systematically read all 50 of these books. I cannot think of that in a good light. I can't do it, and I hate to say it. I hate that that the relationship is about to be broken, and you'll never speak to him again because you're going to take my advice wholeheartedly. But if you do speak to him again, because I know you're going to, I would have him explain to you painfully exactly how he got all of the other books, and exactly how long it took him to read all of the books, and exactly why he read all of the books. And if he cannot give you a straight-faced Christian answer to that, I was in a Goodwill, I picked up and I read one page and I thought, wow, set it down, flipped it up. If he can't give you a good Christian answer, he's gone. And he can beg for forgiveness from somebody else, but not to you, because it's not worth it. You barely know this guy.
He's a Christian. He'll get forgiveness.
He'll get forgiveness somewhere else, but you know, you've got your life. Move on, move on, move on. Don't be that strict with people, but be that strict with people. He's done. I don't trust him. Now, guys, if you're watching Messages, you are definitely the kind of person who wants to go against the grain. You see how messy this world truly is, and you want an unmessy alternative. What if you could skip college, still get an education, and get a job, all while saving yourself a ton of money in the process? Fair warning, what I'm talking about is not for the faint of heart. but it does work. It's called Praxis. With Praxis, you can partake in an intense year-long program that will get you a job in your field without the cost and hassle of college. Praxis has helped hundreds of young adults succeed, including our friend Ryan.
I kickstarted my career with Praxis back in 2017, and it has been so worth it. You learn a lot during their boot camp, and it really sets you up to succeed in your apprenticeship. I was barely through half of my apprenticeship when they offered me a full-time position, and the on-the-job experience I got at my apprenticeship gave me knowledge and skills that I still use today. And now 5 years later, I have 5 years of job experience that simply wouldn't have been possible if I'd taken the college route.
Praxis wants to share all of their secrets so that you can do the same thing as our friend Ryan. Just go to discoverpraxis.com/BlimeyCow, drop your contact info, and they'll send you a copy of Forward Tilt, their book on the success mindset for young adults just getting started in the real world. You'll also get an email series about not 50 Shades of Grey series, Josh. This is an email series, very valuable, about succeeding in the job market without a college degree. If the idea of college is stressing you out, this is something you need to check out. Go to discoverpraxis.com/BlimeyCow and start your journey to a more rewarding career. Now, let's get back to the messages. Hey Josh and Jordan, I have seen literally every Messages episode, some more than once. They are always entertaining and enlightening. Thank you for the boost of confidence. Recently though, I heard one message that sounded exactly identical to a situation I am currently in with another person. The only difference is the person who sent that message confessed love for the other person. I want/need to know if the person who wrote the message was talking about me, as it would clear up a lot of uncertainty in my life. However, I do not want to bring it up and ultimately embarrass myself and even make our long-term friendship awkward. I'm pretty positive that if I accuse this person of professing love to me through messages and it was not them, then most likely won't just laugh it off and it could ruin any chance I have with them in the future. Do you think my friend sent in a message? Should I ask them? I say that, you know, I'm gonna ask this question, Josh. It's a simple question. Okay, it's a simple question. Is losing this friendship, okay, with this girl who's in a relationship with somebody else, I've said this before on Messages, you're not going to, I'm just gonna be honest with you, if they get married or whatever, if they like get seriously dating, you're never gonna see them again anyways. They're gone. You're not gonna remain friends with them. You're never gonna see this person again. You're never gonna think about them again in 10 years. It's either you're never gonna think about them again in 10 years or you're going to be sleeping with this person every night for 10 years. And they're gonna be right next to you every decision of your whole life for 10 years. It's one or the other. Never see them again, or you're with them for the rest of your life. Okay, that is the reality of the situation. That is the reality of life, and somebody just needs to say it. You have a choice. Is the slight awkwardness, if you truly believe that this was the person, you seem very confident. If you truly believe that this was the person and they like you and you like them or whatever, okay, then I would say just straight up ask them. Maybe wait until at a time when it's the least awkward situation. It's gonna be awkward, but wait until it can possibly maybe mitigate it to the least awkward time ever. But it's gonna be awkward, so don't wait too long because you're gonna run out of time, and then you're never gonna see the person again. You're never gonna think about them again. So make it awkward, make it count. That should be on a t-shirt.
Make it awkward,
make it awkward, make it count. You have one shot at this. Don't stress out about it. If they really did write the message, you're going to instantly fall in love, okay? But if they didn't, you know, who knows?
That really is an all or nothing, because they say, hey, was that you? And they're like, it was. Then...
True love.
True love. I mean, you don't have to. You could just say, hey, have you ever written into messages? I thought I saw an episode that kind of sounded like your writing style. You know, you could just make something up.
That's what I'm saying. Bring it up in an unawkward way. But look, if it's gonna be awkward, you're not gonna be able. Look, there's very few people in this life that are going to be able to say that without something showing on their face that you have some expectation of what the question was.
So.
Yeah, there's no way. It's gonna be.
This is stupid, but.
Right. You gotta practice this in the mirror hundreds of times before you make yourself look like an idiot. And then move on, and you're gonna look like an idiot either way. But the good news is that the result will be the same. You're either going to make it faster that you're never gonna see this person again, or you're gonna make it faster that you're gonna be with them forever. The same result happens either way. So that's what I'm saying. Like, more people need to do all or nothing moves in their life, okay? If you don't do all or nothing moves in your life, you're not living. So I say, make a memory that you're never gonna forget. All or nothing this situation. Make it awkward. Make it count.
Make it awkward, make it count.
Okay? You gotta do more moves like that in your life, okay? Guys, I want everybody to do I never give you a call to action, okay? But I'm gonna give it to you today. I want you to do an all or nothing move this week. Only if it makes sense within the context of your life.
Make it awkward, make it count.
Make it awkward, make it count. Do something in your life that you know you should do that you're putting off because it's gonna be awkward.
Someone on here watching this right now has been praying. Should I
Correct.
Should I tell him? Should I tell him how I feel?
Click messages. Wow, what did Jordan just say?
Make it awkward, make it count.
You know, there's a handful of people that thought that same thing, had the same prayer, but then they clicked off when they saw the outro was about to start, and they'll never get the answer. So if you're here and you're listening, the answer is answered, the prayer is answered, then it's time.
And
it is time.
Our retention rate prayers have been answered too.
Yes.
Thank you for being
Thank you. Don't be messy. And leave good messages.